Today, we will talk about how to attract honeybees to your garden. Let's have a look at the details. Honeybees help your garden to become more fruitful and beautiful than ever before. Having bees buzzing around to act as pollinators brings life to the yard and makes flowers and other plants lush and abundant. You can attract bees by planting wildflowers, fruits, native plants, vegetables, and sunflowers, letting your yard grow a little wild, and providing water and shelter for bees. Keep watching to learn more about how to attract honeybees. The first step is planting bee-friendly flowers. Plant flowers native to your area. Bees evolved with wildflowers, and the bees in your area will respond best to the flowers they grew up with, so to speak. What flowers are native to your area? If you're not sure, go to a local gardening store and ask for a native wildflower mix, or do some research online before ordering seeds. If you don't want your garden to be completely wild, choose at least a few species that will complement the rest of your garden and attract bees. Plant flowers with single petals. Flowers with a single row of petals, rather than flowers with more than one row, are more attractive to bees. Single-petaled flowers have more pollen than other flowers, so they provide a little more food for hungry honeybees. Asters, Calliopesis, clover, cosmos, crocuses, dahlias, foxglove, geraniums, hollyhocks, hyacinth, marigolds, poppies, roses, snowdrops, sunflowers, and zinnias are a few flowers bees particularly love. Plant yellow, white, blue, and purple flowers. These colors attract bees more than pinks, oranges, and reds do. Your garden doesn't have to be exclusively yellow, blue, and purple, but having a good amount of flowers with these hues will keep the bees buzzing in your yard. Plant flowers that bloom in sequence. If all of your flowers bloom at the same time, the bees will have a feast and then run out of food before the summer's end. Plant a variety of flowers that will bloom throughout the spring, summer, and into the fall to keep the bees in your neighborhood fed and happy. Plant flowering vegetable and fruit plants. Berries, melons, squash, cucumbers, and fruit trees, especially cherry trees, all produce fragrant flowers and fruit that are attractive to bees. Bees are beneficial to these plants, so providing them in your garden will be a treat for you both. Plant herbs that attract bees. If you have space for a little herb garden, that's another great way to attract bees. Mints attract certain types of bees, as do sage, rosemary, thyme, bee balm, and a number of other herbs. And the second step is making your yard a bee haven. Let it get a little wild. Bees are wild creatures who need a wild habitat to thrive. If you want them to take up residence in your yard, allow for some open, meadow-like spaces in your yard and garden. Leave an area unmowed and let wild clover grow. Leave a small brush pile and some leaves lying where they fell. Bees will use them to make a home. Leave patches of exposed dirt that turn into mud when it rains. Some bees live underground and will thank you for access to the mud they need. Make a bee bath. To make a bee bath, take a wide, shallow dish or tray and line the edges with flat rocks. Pour water over the rocks and into the bottom of the tray. The bees will be able to land on the rocks and access the water. Provide a bee shelter. Rotting vegetation and stumps are great shelters for bees. More and more backyard gardeners are installing hives and other bee shelters to provide nesting spots for bees. Stop using pesticides of any kind. Bees are susceptible to pesticides and other chemicals sprayed and used in gardens. Plant flowering trees to attract bees. Trees provide large amounts of food for bees when they are in full bloom. They are also a beautiful addition to the landscape. Thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel if you like our videos.